The shark gliding through this water belongs to a family older than the trees, older than the dinosaurs, older, most likely, than the rings of Saturn. Sharks have been here for around 450 million years. In that time, life on Earth was nearly wiped out 5 separate times. And every time, the sharks were still swimming when it was over. So how does one animal survive almost everything the planet can throw at it? First, how do we even know they are this ancient? Sharks rarely leave skeletons because they are not made of bone. But they shed teeth and scales by the thousands, and those survive in the rock. The oldest of these traces reach back roughly 450 million years. That is a creature whose design was already ancient before the first forest ever grew. To feel how deep that time really goes, line it up against the world we know. The first true trees appeared around 385 million years ago. Sharks were already old by then. The dinosaurs would not arrive for roughly another 150 million years. Even Saturn's bright rings may be far younger than the sharks beneath our waves. Then came the hardest test life has ever faced. Around 252 million years ago, the planet nearly died. Massive volcanic eruptions poisoned the air and the seas. By the end, scientists estimate that up to 90% of ocean species were gone. It is called the Great Dying, and almost nothing made it through. But sharks did. Then, 66 million years ago, a city-sized asteroid struck the Earth. The dinosaurs that had ruled for ages were wiped from existence. Forests burned, and the skies went dark for years. Yet down in the oceans, sharks kept hunting through the gloom. When the world finally calmed, they were still there. 5 times, the rules of life were violently rewritten. 5 times, the sharks adapted and held on. So what is it about this animal that makes it almost impossible to kill off? It comes down to a handful of quiet design choices, perfected over eons. The answer is hidden inside a body that was, in a sense, built to last. Start with the skeleton. A shark has no bones at all. Its frame is built from cartilage, the same flexible tissue inside your nose and ears. That makes a shark lighter, faster, and far more bendable than a creature of bone. It costs less energy to move, which matters when food is scarce. And in a mass extinction, the animals that can survive on less are the ones that survive at all. Then there are the senses, and one of them feels almost supernatural. Scattered across a shark's snout are tiny pores filled with jelly. They can detect the faint electric fields given off by every living thing. A heartbeat, a twitching muscle, prey hiding under the sand. In total darkness, buried in mud or murk, a shark can still sense the life around it. It is a sense we simply do not have and can barely imagine. And then there are the teeth. A shark never runs out of them. Behind every front tooth sits a conveyor belt of replacements. Lose one, and a new tooth simply rotates forward to take its place. Some sharks grow and shed tens of thousands of teeth across a single lifetime. Their bite stays razor-sharp from birth until the very end. Put it all together, and you have a body that simply worked. Light, efficient, armed, and exquisitely tuned to the sea. It worked so well that, for many sharks, evolution barely needed to touch it. The shark you see today is the close echo of one that watched the dinosaurs rise and fall. But being a shark is not a promise of immortality. Just ask the largest one that ever lived. Megalodon was a predator longer than a school bus, perhaps 50 feet from nose to tail. Its jaws could have swallowed a person whole. And yet, around 3.5 million years ago, even this monster vanished. So what could possibly kill the ultimate shark? The seas slowly cooled, and the giant's warm hunting grounds shrank. The great whales it fed on moved or dwindled away. And smaller, nimbler hunters, like the early great whites, rose to compete. Even megalodon could not outrun a changing world. And still, as a family, the sharks endured. Through ice ages and warm ages, through dying seas and falling skies. 450 million years of survival, written into living flesh. No other large predator on Earth comes anywhere close to that record. By any measure, they are among the greatest survivors this planet has ever produced. Which makes what is happening now so hard to believe. After surviving everything the Earth could do to them, the sharks have met a new threat. Not an asteroid, not a volcano, not an ice age. Something that appeared in the blink of a geological eye. The threat is us. Every year, humans kill an estimated 100 million sharks. Many are caught only for their fins, then thrown back to die. Some shark populations have collapsed by more than 70% in just a few decades. Animals that outlasted the dinosaurs are now disappearing on our watch. Survivors of 5 apocalypses, undone by nets and hooks in a few short decades. Think about what that really means. What 5 mass extinctions could not finish, a single species might. The sharks have been keeping the oceans in balance since before the forests existed. Whether they survive the next century is, for the first time, not up to the planet. It is up to us. So the next time you picture a shark, try to see past the fear. You are looking at a living survivor from a world older than trees. A design so perfect it watched empires of life rise and fall, and simply kept swimming. The universe is full of quiet stories like this one, written in teeth and stone and deep time. If you want to keep finding them, subscribe to Knowvable, and we'll see you under the next big question.